Okay, so we are live, and I'm just making sure that, yep, hold on, let me get that. Okay, so we're live, and we are playing some OD&D, Original Dungeons and Dragons, with Chainmail Combat, um, kind of the modified version that I've been working on a little bit with this group. And I'm going to close that so we make sure we don't have an echo. And this adventure is taking place on a cold January night, much like it is today. And the group of PCs is a squad of dwarven soldiers, we'll say, for lack of a better word. They have been tasked to the duty of guarding the tower that stands in the valley between two mountains so old that they don't even have names. This valley was a past that ogres and giants and trolls and various evil creatures from the realms challenged the dwarf nations in a time of your grandfathers, and this past has never fallen. But we're in a time of peace. 300, 400, 500 years have gone by since any kind of uprising. Yet the tower must always be guarded. So a small group of 7 dwarves guard the tower on 1 month shifts. You are maybe this is your first time doing it. Maybe you've done it before. Either way, today is supposed to be your last day. In fact, as you're kind of gathered around the brazier that's burning, the last bits of your coal, kind of rubbing your hands to stay warm, you're cursing the storm that came in this morning. It had been a dry January. Barely any rain, certainly no snow. Now the snow is as deep as your waist, and the 3-day journey back to town would surely take twice that long. Of course, the group that was supposed to replace you and be here this morning are possibly trapped in the snow somewhere, or maybe the storm started in the lower grounds and they haven't even bothered to leave. Either way, your food supply is low, it is cold, and there's not much for you to do except wait. So at that, I will go through you guys, we'll intro your characters, maybe tell us a little bit about their background, what they're thinking, if they've been here before, whatever you want to basically tell us about them. And we'll start with Crystal.
I am playing Bramwyn. She is a proud member of the clan Drakebreaker, who held back the dragon Nymaeus, Lord of Red, from taking over the mountain of Gyrule. Though that was long ago, her clan is old, but still very proud, which actually makes her very proud of its heritage. This is her first time she has been here, and she feels at odds with those who would complain of having to defend this tower. At one point, this was something that their ancestors fought, and while sure she would love to have another glorious battle as she's had in the past, this is an important task nonetheless. And like the mountains, she feels she will hold the ground and she will withstand this adversity that now plagues her, and that is Bramwyn Drakebreaker.
Oh, excellent. Bramwyn comes from a long lived clan, as many of you probably do. Let's see, Tony.
The older, thick-bearded gray dwarf. It doesn't have much hair on his head. You see the scars running along his forehead and up into the upper area of his head itself, and he wears an eye patch. It's Curlin Silverhand. And if you ask Curlin about the scars and the eye patch. He'll just look at you and he'll go, "Well, when I was a young boy and my uncle had that pet owl bear, you don't get in a pen and play with pet owl bears. They're not your friend." That is Curlin Silverhand. And he's kind of upset at whoever's the next character is going to introduce because he told them to get more wood for the fire, knowing that the storms were going to be bad.
Yes, very wise. Possibly would have been a good idea to have got it before the snow got so deep. Nikki, what's going on with your character and no wood?
I'm playing Amalthea. She's a young dwarf, and so that's probably why it slipped her mind. He asked her to get the wood, and then she was distracted by Bramwin's luxurious beard. And she's wondering how to get hers to look that nice. And so she forgot to get the wood for the fire, and she goes to Curlin. "I'm so sorry, Curlin, Mr. Silverhand. It just completely slipped my mind. I'll get it right away." She's fairly new, fairly young dwarf, and this is her first time serving in this rotation. So she's still finding her feet and her way among this burly group of adventurers.
Excellent. Yang.
Yep. I'm gonna be playing Kurgan. Kurgan is a dwarf fighter. He likes gems, and he owns a plate mail, and he loves his morning star. That's Kurgan.
Who doesn't love their morning star? And rounding out the group, Mike.
I'm playing Voltor. Voltor is an ancient dwarf. He has been relegated to these garrison duties, much to his chagrin. He would rather be in battles, but he understands that his joints just aren't what they used to be. He's looking forward to retiring, hoping that this is the last garrison duty that he has to pull, but who knows? He will do it for the community. But Voltar is ready to go home, snuggle with the wife.
Excellent. Yes. So where you are in this valley, of course, in the spring, if you had been possibly closer with the nobles of your various clans, maybe you would have had the springtime duty. The valley is quite fertile with apple trees and flowers blooming and trickling streams. In the winter, it's cold, although there is a barely used coal mine within 10 minutes, well, when it's not so snowy, walk where you frequently go into the cave and with a pick and pull some coal for your braziers, or stack the wood that you would then burn and store the meats. There's not many predators in this area, though there are wild deer and some wild boar, which could be considered a predator, I suppose, in the area. So the food is not bad when you have time to get it. Of course, knowing that you were leaving, maybe you all weren't overly concerned about stocking up on rations and such. So now you're here, hungry, cold, and hanging out in this tower. So, Crystal, tell us about like the structure of the tower. Like, how is this thing built? Like, it was originally made for defense, but now it's mostly living quarters for you all. How are you kind of set up here?
Bramwin will poke at the fire with one of her crossbow bolts, and she'll say, "Oh, Curlin, don't be so hard on the lass. It's all of our faults that we didn't make another trip to the mine. We knew that we probably should have. The snow came in before we expected it." And she says this, her voice rumbles throughout the chamber that they sit in. It's kind of rounded off room, basically like where the tower sits. There are stairs that lead up to the upper chambers where they will go to basically look around. You're supposed to be able to shoot arrows off from up there, but mostly the wind just blows through up there now. So usually there's not too much reason to head up to the upper stories. The fire is set in the middle of the room so that it gives warmth all the way around. And for now, they've kind of closed off the door, which leads to their barracks where they all sleep at.
Excellent. So as you're, as I mentioned, there's 7 of you, and it's not that I don't know how to do math. The two others, from the clans, Popper Potts and Elder Fists, they are doing their rounds. So every several hours, you take turns kind of walking the perimeter. They should have been back, but you imagine, again, the snow is slowing everybody down. It's not like you have a clock, but you've got pretty good dwarven sense of how long things take. And perhaps as you're sitting here, you're thinking, maybe they stopped to get more wood or something, because they should have been back, maybe an hour ago, and they have not returned.
Well, I guess since we're all sitting here waiting, I'll head up to the top story, see if I can see anything from up above.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Curlin is going to look at Kurgan and go, well, if I don't make it back too soon, son, I'll get my crossbow and maybe we'll go out and see if we can find them, and maybe we'll scare up a deer or something we can shoot and have for some food if you go out there with me.
He's already chewing something, and he says, "You know what? It sounds like a pretty good idea. I'll be happy to do so."
Well, I know Valdor probably doesn't want to go. His bones are probably creaking in this cold. He probably needs to stay by the warmth.
Yeah, Valdor is actually stuffing his armor with more rags and old straw, anything he can get a little more insulating in there.
So as it turns out, the Elder Fists are not necessarily this gentleman, because he's much younger than you, Valdor, but your clans kind of clash a lot. What do they normally clash over?
Well, we cut better gems than they do.
Clearly. I mean, they are Elder Fists.
And they're Elder Fists. I mean, they're a bunch of ham-handed. They have no idea what they're doing most of the time. It requires a steady hand. And most of the time, they're just drunk. So they shouldn't even be called, gem cutters. They're more like hacks, crushers of rock.
And Kurgan stops eating the whey bread, and he looks at you and says, "Did you say gem? Who's got gems?"
Well, I have them back at my warm home. That's where I have them.
You got me all excited. I thought you were mentioning some opportunities to get some more gems, but oh well. And then he starts stuffing his face with whey bread again.
Because you're constantly chewing. You don't listen.
No, the boy don't. He's always worried about stuffing his face.
No.
Well, can you blame me? I'm a growing boy. Can you really blame me?
So Bromwell, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask if Curlin wanted me to. Do you still want me to get more firewood? I think we have some in the other room where we stored it.
Yes, if you would, while Bremerman's going up to check, and if not, I guess me and Kerr gonna go out to face the elements and see if we can find those other two.
Well, I'll get that wood for you, Curlin. I'm very sorry that I forgot.
Thank you.
So where did you hide this wood there? And I'll.
Well, I'm assuming there's some sort of storeroom. So that's where she's got it.
Yeah,
sister
yeah.
go
See,
get it.
yeah. You head towards where the wood is supposed to be stored, having not paid attention to the fact that you didn't restore it. So for everyone, you trudge up the stairs and kind of push the door open, and of course the frigid cold hits you in the face as the winds are whipping through the arrow slits up there. You look out, and even though it feels like the snow has calmed down a bit, but it's so windy that it's being kind of kicked up in bursts, and you can see that because you see the reflection. It's a bright, cloudless night now, with this heavy wind, and the moon is just shining across the snow, lighting up the entire valley. As you look up and you see the large full moon in the sky.
Herman will look out among the gorgeous view of the moon cascading across the mountain, and she'll just kind of smile and nod to herself, proud to be up in these mountains and being able to see such a view. And then she'll get her mind back on her task and begin to look over the lands to see if she can see any tracks making their way through the snow.
Excellent. Yeah, you're looking out, to the west, and you hear what sounds to be kind of a low scream, like like a battle cry, but it seems to be coming from the east. It's not super loud, as the people inside the building proper don't hear it, especially the wind blowing. But you hear it, it's not coming. It's coming from the other side of the tower, which I assume you run over to look.
Yeah, she'll make her way over there, and
Okay.
she'll be quiet and put her ear sort of to one of the slots.
You look over and you can see, you listen, and it seems like the sound just kind of died down. So you maybe look through the slot, and you can actually see off towards the east there where the mine is that you normally keep we drop the coal, and also they keep the extra wood and stuff. You see a flicker of light coming from inside there, like somebody has created a campfire. It's like maybe a quarter mile away. It's close, but it's not super close. Again, it only takes about 10 minutes to sort of walk there when the weather's nice. But you can see it looks like somebody has made a fire, not like an inferno, but you can see fire flickering inside the mine. But you don't see any tracks that are close enough to really discern in the night.
All right. Yeah. Bramwin will move away from the wall, and she will begin to make her way back down the stairs. And she'll say, "Well, I got some news. It looks like there's flickering light coming from the cave. I believe it might be a campfire of some kind."
Well, why would those two stop their rounds to camp out in the cave? They can't be that cold.
Not sure, but I also heard a voice, kind of like a scream, not one I was familiar with. Might be worth going to investigate the cave.
Well, I'll get my Morning Star. Turns around and heads over to his pack, pulls out a big Morning Star.
So back in the storage area,
Yep, where there's nothing.
Yeah, you see that there's like a couple of twigs and like a half a piece of coal. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be like, "That's right. That's right. I wish I wasn't so forgetful." And she'll go back to Curlin and say, "There's no firewood in there. Maybe that's why they made a fire in the cave."
I'm sure that's not our compatriots. They'd know better than to make a large fire in a coal mine.
Well, the way you speak of the one, though, you say he's a fool, pretty much. So maybe he is a fool and did so.
But not that big of a fool.
Can't imagine any dwarf being that daft.
I guess we're all going to have to mosey out there then. Y'all better bundle up.
Well, I
Amathea, grab a pickaxe so we can grab some more coal while we're in there.
reckon he probably has one of those elf bloods in him if you go back far enough.
Elf blood?
Yeah, the one that's daft.
Oh. Oh, you're being funny. I get it.
Yeah. He bursts out laughing.
Bronwyn shakes her head like she don't get the joke.
Nice.
Valdor is tying his sword to his hand as his arthritic hand can't hold on to it that long anymore. So he's lashing it down.
Yeah. Especially with the cold. Okay, yes, you guys are preparing. You're all gonna kind of take the trudge out to the coal mine to see what this fire is out there.
Yep.
Okay, you can definitely do that. So you bundle up as best you can, throw your fur cloaks over your armor, shove the again the rags inside the plate mail, separate it. We get the last bit of the fire going, so hopefully it doesn't go out before you come back. Throw those last twigs or a piece of coal that you found in there. Grab your weapons, and you open the door to head out into the valley. As soon as you do, you get blasted, of course, with the cold wind kind of ripping across your faces. Your beards kind of start to get frost, kind of just for your breath is like freezing and causing this like ice to build up around your beards. As you kind of step out into the cold, and you can feel your eyes are starting to water just from the winds coming. And as you kind of squint, it's pretty bright, all things considered, with the full moon out and the stars and the lack of clouds. You can see, you kind of squint as you head towards the direction where the cave is, and you can see that kind of warm flicker that appears to possibly be a fire coming from that direction. I'm assuming you're all taking your weapons and stuff because you think it's a possible intrusion.
Yeah.
Yes, and I would hand Bramwyn the pickaxe. Here you go.
Yeah. Bronwyn will just put it on her belt. She'll take her crossbow and she'll say, Kurgan, Valdor, how about you two be up front and Curlin and I can hold back just a little bit. I believe you still have a sharp eye, right, Curlin?
One is all I need.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take up the front. Yeah, and he trudges up there.
Okay.
You hear him grumble and say, "I shouldn't have eaten that bread." Ugh. As the cold contracts his stomach.
Yeah, you're moving up through the state, and again, the wind is blowing from the east, right into your eyes. You kind of having to look down, and each time you put your hands up as you're kind of moving forward, like the ice is forming all over your big eyebrows, and you actually kick something very hard, Kurgan, and it kind of goes right. It's under the snow, so it doesn't move, but when you kick it, you can actually see it push the snow up a bit. It sounds metallic.
Yeah, he looks at it quizzically, and he kicks at it one more time. Now, what is this thing?
You kick it, it kind of pops itself up out of the snow because it wasn't very, very deep. And you see that it is a helmet made of copper. And you immediately recognize it as Darren Copperpot, one of the guards, his helmet.
Well, what do you have here? It's Darren's helmet. He picks it up and looks at you guys, holding it up. But where's Darren?
Well, is the rest of him under the copper pot in the snow there? Did you look?
No, I just found this. And he tosses the helmet aside and he starts digging in the snow.
Yeah, I'll help him.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. You guys start digging through the snow, and you do uncover first a piece of his copper plate armor, and then his what you recognize as his axe. The blade is coated in now frozen, appears to be blood. And as you you see that it's kind of a scattered field, with you guys all kind of out there looking, and you kind of spread out a bit. You see that these things are like all scattered, and eventually, Curlin, you actually find the body itself. He is. I mean, maybe there's a bit of a shocking memory there, because you can see that his face is torn, clearly from some kind of a large claw, ripping off half his nose. Blood is just, of course, it's all frozen now. His beard is kind of pulled off from where his lip was torn, and he's laying with many wounds.
Yeah, when Curlin sees that, I mean, seeing the culprit is a clawed deal, he reaches up to his own face and his forehead, and he and lets out a steamy, icy breath, and he looks back and he goes, "I'm gonna need somebody's help over here. I've found what's left of our companion. It's not good. Some beast has attacked him, it appears. But we need to get his body back to the tower first."
Amalthea will go over there and, oh, do you think it was an owl bear?
Oh, these are deep, deep gashes, and some type of clawed beast for sure. I've heard stories of different things here. I don't know, but we need to get his body back first, and maybe we can try to track it. Maybe Brammerwin can look for some tracks while we take the body back.
I mean, no disrespect, and I would love to get his body back, but I think we need to investigate that cave. Might be that whatever did this to him is living in there.
Are we closer to the tower or the cave, Daniel?
Uh,
About the same, or
you're a little closer to the tower. Yeah, you're not quite halfway. You're probably like a quarter of the way to the cave. You're much closer to the tower.
yeah? Curlin looks back at Warder Burn when he goes, "Well, you stay here. I just need one person to help me get the body back. We'll be back in just a moment." But
Well, if you're persistent, I'm not gonna split the group.
well, you
I'll
could use your keen. You could use both of your keen eyes and maybe try to find some tracks though while we're gone before they're covered.
I'll stay with you, Barwin.
All right.
I'll hold a fort out here.
I'll go back with Curlin. She feels bad for not getting the firewood earlier, so she'll help.
Bramwin will begin to see if she can find any kind of tracks.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're looking around. I mean, with the wind and the snow blowing, it's going to be very difficult to find anything, because you can't imagine. I mean, while the copper pot was supposed to be back almost an hour ago, they've only been gone for about maybe like 3-4 hours total. So, and already they're pretty much completely buried in the snow based on the wind, the drifts and stuff. So you think it's going to be hard to find any tracks, but you start looking around. Amathea and Curlin, you start to bring back a copper pot to the tower. It's very, I mean, he's basically frozen, like an icicle. So you're just dragging back this body. You do see when you pull him out, that there's large chunks of flesh that are torn off, but they're kind of hanging there and they've refrozen. Mostly the chest plate, what you found earlier, was torn off. But otherwise, like the arm on the armor and the legs and stuff are still on there, which is maybe interesting. I don't know. As you drag them back, Bramwin, as you're looking around for tracks, you don't see really any tracks per se, but you do notice something after a few minutes of looking around. The fire or whatever it was that was in the cave seems to be extinguished.
Bramwin will march over towards Kurgan and Valdor, and she'll say, "It's impossible to find tracks in this, and she kind of nods over towards the cave. It looks like that light I saw is not there no more."
Well, perhaps they saw us. We should wait here before we venture further.
Yeah, whatever that killed Darren seems pretty formidable.
I agree with you. Let's hope that Curlin and Amalthea make haste.
By the Great Digger, what do you think did that to Darren? Veldor, you've been around for a little while.
Oh, I don't know. I know enough not to make guesses on something I have no idea about. Clearly, he's been torn apart. By what? Who knows? I don't think that matters at the moment. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. And he begins stamping down snow so that he has a firm place to put his footing.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I can't imagine an owlbear being out in weather like this, not this time of year.
No, I don't think an owlbear would be out here.
All right. Yes, you guys are kind of discussing this and figuring out. Curlin and Mathia, go ahead, one of you guys. Curlin will say, roll d6 to see if you are
All right.
surprised as this thing comes charging out of the darkness.
A 5.
Okay, you're not. Yeah, you're dragging the body back, and you hear the snow crunching, and you look to the side, and you see. I mean, you're maybe. Well, how tall are you? I guess. How tall you are.
Curlin's small for a dwarf. He's on the smaller end, smaller size.
So you see what it is essentially a wolf. It is taller at the shoulder than you are.
Yep.
Its eyes gleam in the blood red moon, and as it's kind of coming towards you, its mouth is drooling, and as you can see the steam coming off the drool as it hits the ground. The snow melts. It's charging at you with evil intent. How tall are you, Alameda? Are you tall for a dwarf for sure?
Short. I'm short.
Okay, so you guys are both small. Yeah, this thing's charging at you. It is going to try to kill you, as things do. And we're gonna go enter into combat on the fantasy combat table, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So this is I mean, I have to tell you, obviously, because it's on the fantasy combat table. It's a lycanthrope. It's a werewolf. So in wolf form, that is. So we in order to do this, we're going to reference the fantasy table, and you are both 4th level, right? So you're both heroes.
Right.
All right. So a hero against a lycanthrope needs an 8. Is that correct? No. Yeah, an 8. So you're going to roll 2d6. I don't think anybody has any magic weapons or anything. So you're going to roll 2d6, and you're trying to get an 8 or better. So the way the fantasy combat is going to work, because we changed it up a little bit, is it's all simultaneous. So what's going to happen is both Tony, both you and Nikki are going to roll your 2d6, and you'll know whether or not you hit, and then we're just going to narrate based on whatever everybody hitting or not. So you guys can both roll. I'll see.
Well, I got a question on mine because I want to use my crossbow, my light crossbow, and it says attack as heavy foot, and then it says +2 missile. So what I roll, add 2 to my roll?
No, not on fantasy. Well,
okay.
No, not on fantasy because you. No, it's just a straight roll unless you had a magic cross. You have a magic crossbow? No, just a regular crossbow.
Nope, just a regular.
Yeah. If you were using a magic weapon, then it would affect it. Otherwise, in fantasy, it doesn't matter what weapon you use. You just get the same. I mean, unless you want to fight it on troop, but you're better off fighting it on fantasy. That's all. I'll just tell you that right now. You do not want to fight it on troop. Well, you could, and we could fight it on troop if you want. I can give you that choice. So the difference is this: if we fight on the troop combat, you'd get that +2, I guess, but you would roll 4 dice, and I think only a 6 would hit a lycanthrope. So you have a better chance of hitting it if you fight it on the fantasy table. So I think
we'll stick with fantasy. That's fine. I was just curious how it worked.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think too. I was talking to Crystal about that. I'm not sure if that's accurate anymore to the new rules. So, anyways, it won't matter right now. I didn't get a chance to actually look at it. So sorry, Crystal. So you got basically everybody that's involved in the combat, which would be you 2 guys, then plus the lycanthrope, is going to roll their dice. And then based on who hits or misses, we can just kind of narrate like what happens. Basically, whoever wins narrates. Is that kind of how it works? So go ahead and roll 2d6, both of you guys. You need to get a 8 or better. Well, yeah. An 8 will be a clash.
7. I had a 7.
Okay.
Total.
All right, so that's a miss.
I I rolled an 8, so that's a clash.
Okay. All right, so you rolled clash. It misses, which means that you get to hit it, right? That's how that works.
That's right. They suffer damage
Yeah.
from your blow. So
Right. So basically, all right. So since you're the one that won, so you get to narrate what happens this round. Basically, it's ineffective with its attack, as is Curlin, but you do damage. So go ahead and tell us what happened this round, Nikki.
all right, I have my mace. I would pull it out, see the wolf. I drop the body that we're carrying, pull out the mace, and as it runs by me to attack Curlin, I get a hit on it with my mace, kind of in its back legs, its haunches.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Probably Curlin is, still maybe trying to put the body down as this thing comes. You're just not fast enough, Curlin. But the wolf gets smacked hard in the leg by your companion, and we go into the next round. So same thing. Just roll 2d6. Okay, it hits this time. So.
Oh my God! I rolled 2 1s.
Oh no. I don't think there's no crits in fantasy, right, Nikki? No critical fails. That's only in troop, right?
Right. Well, no, there is in fantasy. I roll of double ones as a fumble, and your weapon will either be broken or knocked from your grasp.
Yeah, your weapon's going to break there, Curlin.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my crossbow. I guess the strings on it break or something. Then.
Yeah, it's so cold. Yeah, you're rushing to pull it back, and the string snaps. How about did you?
No, I missed. It ran past me, and I tried to get another blow on it. It was too fast.
Yeah, so Curlin is trying to pull back his crossbow, and you hear that snap of the string. That probably distracts Almathea for a second, who swings as the wolf spins around, and it's going to actually. Oh, it's going after Almathea, actually. So it actually, because you hit it in the back it actually spins around and bites into your shoulder. So you will be reduced by 1 hit die.
All right.
As we go into the next round. Now, the rest of you probably hear this fight going on. Right, and as you look down, you can see this combat going on. It'll take you probably 3 rounds to get there. If you want to try to run towards the combat. I'm talking now to Bramwin, Kurgan, and Baltor. Or if you have a missile weapon, you could shoot in 1 round.
Bramwin has a light crossbow, and she has it out already. So she's going to shoot.
You have to run forward 1 round and then shoot next round.
Okay.
Yep. How about Kurgan?
Kurgan is charging, and he's yelling at Curlin and Amalthea. Curlin! Amalthea! I'm on my way!
Nice. How about Valdor?
Valdor is hobbling as fast as he can down there.
Okay, you charge.
To die in battle is to die with honor.
Right.
Indeed. All right. So involved in the combat currently is still Curlin and Amalthea, and the werewolf. So you guys can roll your d6s and see if you hit. Ooh, it got an 11.
What about a critical 12? I got 2 6s.
Yes. You do double damage, so you'll do 2 points of damage. Awesome. Okay, good.
You'll do 2 hit dice worth of damage. That's awesome.
Yeah. How about Amalthea?
Yep, I hit it. So I would. It tries to get. It grabs me, and I smash it in the face.
Okay. All right. Let me just see who it's going after. Okay, it's going after. Actually, Curlin's going after you. So it bites into you, but how do you score a crit on it? What do you do to smash it?
Curlin is cursing at his crossbow breaking like that because it's an old one that he's had forever, but he's cursing the cold breaking the strings. So he reaches back and grabs this big heavy flail that he has, and he just starts swinging it as his thing lunges at him. And as soon as it lunges at him, he just knows that he's got it right smack in the head, and he just crunches it with that flail.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so this thing, it jumps away from Amalthea, who strikes at it, and it kind of shakes back a bit. It bites down on Curlin's leg, but that was a bad move for it because the flail just crushes its neck, and it falls into the snow and seems to not be moving as you've defeated the lycanthrope.
All right.
You can see it there.
Yeah, Curlin is going to look at Amalthea and go, girl, do you have any type of silver weapons on you, or darts, or anything made out of silver?
Silver? I don't.
I wish my grandpappy was here. He said he lost his hand and he had a silver hand. He could just grasp it around the throat and finish it off. But I hear the rest of them coming, but we'll see what happens when they get here.
Yeah, so eventually everybody can run up on you guys. You see this thing, and it just a meta or on a thing, because you are heroes. You actually can kill it without silver. Like regular people would need silver to kill a lycanthrope, but you don't need it because you're heroes, because of your level. So it is actually dead, and you see that it seems to be slowly transforming back into a man, a human at that.
Have you ever seen anything like that, Curlin, on your watches? And Amalthea's
Not up
breathing
here.
heavily.
No, not up here at the tower. I haven't. I've heard stories, but what about you, Valdor? Has this ever happened to you before?
It's these humans. They got such poor systems. They're always getting sick, turning into things. You can't trust them. One minute they're fighting with you, the next minute they're biting your neck.
Yeah, the Longshanks. You can never trust them. And he kicks the body.
Brimwin will grab her battle axe and she'll say, well, let's make sure it doesn't get back up, and she'll proceed to chop its head off.
Nice. Yeah, actually, when you kick the body, the leg actually snaps off, and starts to like fall apart in dust. And when you chop the head off, it just kind of like the whole thing just crumbles into the snow.
That's what you get for dealing with dwarves.
Yes, but I don't think bodies normally do that, do they? I mean, I've not seen a lot of them, but Valdor, have you
Yes.
seen that?
No, I have not seen this. This is something new. This crumbling. It's not supposed
And
to
the wind-
crumble.
The wind
Let's get Copper
kind of
Pot
whips
back.
the wind whips it up, and the ashes are kind of spraying all around. So everybody roll a d6.
6.
I got one.
6.
6.
4.
Okay, so if you got a 4, 5, or 6, so that'd be Curlin, Amathea, and Valdor. You actually inhale some of this stuff, so you're gonna need to make a saving throw. That's done on 2d6, and you should have your save written on your thing. Yeah, you want to beat it. Me to beat the save.
Is it a death ray or poison?
It is poison. Yeah.
So we'll get +2.
+2, yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that'll
good
be
to
a
be a dwarf.
9 total.
Yep, 7.
Nice.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's good to be a dwarf. You definitely have the good saving throws. Yeah, you spit that stuff out, and the rest of it kind of blows away into the wind.
Man, it feels good to be a dwarf.
Mathea, help me get Copper Pot back to the tower. We almost made it.
Okay. Of course, Curlin.
I think I'll help you too. The fire's
Oh, no.
still going there, right?
I'll keep my eyes out for these damn wolves. Yeah, and he takes the point and searches around.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, you were most of the way back at this point, so you get back not encountering anything else. The door opens. The room's kind of dimly lit now because the fire is barely. It's like sputtering. What's left of it. Although compared to outside, it's quite warm still because of course it's insulated a bit. And you come inside and you put down the frozen body of Copper Pot.
Do we have any cache of weapons here? Like any extra weapons that would be in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You can pretty much any
Curlin
weapon.
wants to. Yeah, he wants to get a light crossbow from the armory, and he'll fix his later.
Yeah, for sure. If there's any weapons you're looking for, I mean, you're basically in a fort, so whatever kind of normal kind of items you'd want. So yeah, you pull the stuff in, and you can see, of course, as described, and now you can see it. Now that you've taken time to really look at him, it looks like he was just ripped apart. And it looks like too that some of his internals were devoured.
Brimwin will like grab a blanket from storage or something and begin to wrap his body. She'll place some copper on his eyes, and as she does so, she'll sing an old dwarven song about those who have fallen in battle. It's a sad song.
You don't think he's going to turn into a werewolf, do you?
Not if we take his head.
Well, he's going to turn into a werewolf that's got a hanging spleen.
Never
Yeah.
heard of a dwarf turning into anything.
There does
Well,
appear to
that's
be
a-
something strange at work here.
Well, let's hope his system was stout enough and strong enough to resist whatever.
Okay. You guys are the experts.
Well, we got to get back to that cave. I think maybe that's where they're hiding out at. If there's any more, maybe there are a whole band of them up there.
You mean a band of humans?
Well, humans, wolves, wolf human, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever they are, they're not taking this tower.
Voltor would go up to Almathea and say, listen, little one, you trust your gut, not experts. I mean, we don't know anything. We think we do. But trust your gut. What do you think?
I think he's missing too many parts to be a wolf.
Too many guts.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Well, maybe you're right.
I'm gonna follow Carlin's lead here and pick out one of those crossbows. And he walks over there and picks one out.
Cool. Definitely can do that.
Yep.
Okay. So let me just quickly. So how did you get the +2 on the thing, Crystal? I'm just curious before this becomes before we need it.
Because we attack as heavy foot. I think it only applies to mass combat, but we attack as heavy foot, and on heavy foot for the range thing, they get a +1, and then Tony had a dex enough that gave him another +1. So he got
okay, for the
+2.
dex. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's it. So the dex would only affect man to man.
Yep.
Yeah. And which
okay.
actually that is a good thing, because I don't think we ever said that anywhere, but that is how that would work.
Yeah.
And
right
what
there.
I've changed on the missile is that they get an extra die. I think we'll deal with that when the time comes. So don't worry about the +2 for now, Tony. We'll deal with it when the time comes,
All right.
if the time comes. But it's just so I know what it is. So before we were in the middle of a combat. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys are able to arm up with whatever you need. I mean, you have crossbows there, and pole arms and whatever other dwarven instruments you need. All right, yeah, and you're gonna now head back. You're gonna head towards that coal mine, and just leave the body of Cockpot here to defrost.
I mean, yeah, I've already wrapped it in a blanket and put some copper on his eyes.
Okay, fair enough.
I look at Valdor and say, but I do have this strange feeling. What if I'm wrong and he comes behind us?
Well, then he comes behind us.
Well, we could put him upstairs to keep him frozen. It's cold enough up there.
I think
Yeah.
that would be a good idea.
I'm with her. And
Okay,
we
yeah.
could save the blanket that way, too. Unwrap him. We don't need that wet and frozen.
You want to use the blanket that I wrapped a dead dwarf in?
I've slept in worse.
Bramwin's is gonna start taking the body, but she's not unwrapping him.
Okay, you drag him upstairs, and as before, you get up there and you open the thing, and the wind whips across your face, and it's quite cold up there, as noted. It's not quite as cold as it is outside, of course, just with some heat from the bottom rises up, but it's definitely cold. And you realize, and you figure he'll stay frozen. As you're up there, you hear what sounds like growling from outside, not from that room, obviously.
She's gonna grab her crossbow and she's gonna head towards the window closest that she hears the growling.
What are you doing?
Okay, yeah, you head towards the slit and you look down and you actually see Um, 3 looks like shapes, shaped very much like that wolf. They seem to be circling. They're at a bit of a distance, but they seem to be circling the building, the tower, I should say.
Can she
They're
get
probably
a peek?
at. Yeah, they're probably at. I'm trying to look for the range on a crossbow.
Range
I
on
don't
a
put the
crossbow?
range- Yeah, I don't think I put the range in here in my little thing. I guess I need ranges for crossbows. A light
Heavy
crossbow.
crossbow or light crossbow? Light crossbow, 6
Light, yeah.
12,
6?
according to the
So 60 feet? Oh. Probably
Well, on
60
the
yards
missile
on the
combat
side.
table, it's 12 and 18. So
Oh, what? 18?
Yep.
Oh, okay, 18 then. That makes more sense. 180 feet.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you definitely can get one in the range if you want to fire at it. I want to say it's at medium range for you.
Okay.
Because if you want to shoot at it, they obviously can't defend back.
Yeah. What do I roll?
All right, so you are firing a light crossbow against armored foot. And you're at medium range, so there'll be no modifier at all. So you'll do 1 die per 2 men, with a 6 being a hit.
Okay, 1 die per 2 men. Got it.
Yeah, so you'll roll 2 dice, and the 6 will hit.
I only get to roll 2 die?
Well, you're only 4 men, right?
Oh, right.
gotta roll
Okay.
1 die per
Okay.
2 men.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I rolled 2 5s.
Okay, yeah. So you shoot the arrow, it sticks into the snow near the thing, it jumps away. Like its senses are on. As soon as the bowstring snaps, you actually see it look up with its eyes, and it kind of jumps back, and the bolt sticks into the ground. And then it runs off, as do the other 2. They kind of scatter.
Okay. All right. Bramwin will begin to make her way downstairs, and as she gets down, she will begin to reload. And as she's doing so, she'll say, the things are pretty good with their senses. I saw them outside the tower. I tried to shoot at one, but it jumped away before my bolt could even reach it.
Well, if you got them stirred up already, there's no sense in standing here. We've got to go out there and track them.
Yep.
Looked like there was 3 of them, though that was only what I saw.
Well, there's more of us. It's not going to be too much of a problem.
Well, the wolves they're pretty tough.
But we're dwarves. We're tougher. We hold up the mountains themselves.
Here, here. Have we got any ale?
We have plenty of time for that when we kill these wolves.
Yeah, Curlin starts out the door. I mean, since he knows Bram's got them stirred up, so.
Yeah, sure. You can go out. They are actually. They did run off actually towards the east, which is the direction of the mine, which is where you were going before. It doesn't take long. I mean, you go out. Obviously, you see your footprints. Although already they're starting to be wiped out because of the winds. Because pretty, it's again, as soon as you step out, it's even though inside the building it was still cold by any standards. When you step outside, you just get smacked again in the face, and like immediately again you start freezing up. And you follow your path out. You can actually see the circle where they were circling, and you can kind of see actually that it seemed like they were getting closer and closer. Maybe trying to feel you out until finally you see where they actually took off and started running, and you can actually pretty clearly see the tracks if you want to try to follow them.
Oh yeah, he'll keep going if the rest of them.
Yep.
Yeah, Bram's
Okay.
right behind him.
Kurgan runs after him and says, "Don't leave alone."
Okay, yeah. I mean, you start heading out towards following the tracks, basically. And what you actually find is you're walking, following one set of tracks, and as you start to walk, maybe you walk like about 5 minutes, following them, kind of looking around. The ground's not perfectly level, and there's some large boulders in the way that now, of course, are covered in snow. So you're kind of being cautious. You eventually see that 2 other sets of tracks kind of join, and it seems like the 3 of them are together walking. And you're following behind them. Let's see. Okay, yeah. As you follow them through, you actually, I mean, you're obviously being prepared. You come to a spot where you know that you're gonna have to pass between some large boulders. I mean, being seasoned warriors, this is probably not the safest thing to do to walk through. But of course, it's not like they could be using bows against you. But you'll definitely be kind of in a bit of a bottleneck if you continue to follow the tracks. You could, of course, go around and go somewhere else. But if you want to follow directly on their tracks, you're going to go through a bottleneck.
Is there any way we could like walk up the boulders?
Yeah, I mean, you could go around it. Basically, you got boulders. Basically, you're looking at almost like a mini valley. That's like a bit of a bottleneck, and they went right through the middle of it. There's boulders on either side. You could climb the boulders, or you could just go around the whole thing if you want. But you might not find the tracks on the other side, I guess is what I'm saying.
If it's not too tough, I mean, Kurgan's going to try and climb up there to have a better vantage point.
Yeah, Bramwin feels the same.
Okay, you going to both climb up the same side?
Separate.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. All right, what about the rest of the group?
Yeah, I mean, Curlin's going to wait until they first get up there and see if they see anything at first, and then decide if he wants to.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Voltor's waiting too.
He's not climbing up. All right, Crystal, high or low?
High.
Okay. So you start climbing up your side, and you obviously you don't have any weapon in your hand. You have to sort of what you're doing. You're kind of crawling up the side, and you look up, and you see a set of red, piercing eyes looking down at you, and drool dropping down, steam coming off, and you can tell it's about to leap at you. And we're going to go into fantasy combat. But of course, you see one set of eyes. Kurgan, you see two sets of eyes. You got two on your side. So, all right. So again, we're going to go into fantasy combat. So Crystal, it's the same deal. They're lycanthropes. So you guys need a, what do they need again? 7?
8.
What did 8?
8.
You need an 8 on 2d6. So you're going to roll your 2d6 and tell me if you are successful, and it will roll its 2d6, and then we'll narrate out what happens. So we'll do Crystal's side first. So roll your 2d6.
Failed.
Okay, it succeeded. So it leaps down at you and kind of tackles you down the rock, and you end up at the bottom with it on top of you, and you'll drop 1 hit die. By the way, if you were hurt in the last combat, guys, that heals up. You're healed again. Yeah. So if you lost any hit dice, Tony, they're back to what they were.
I don't know. I don't think I did, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, so it lands on top of you. And of course, when you hit the ground, you lose a hit die, but of course, the 3 people that are down there see that happen. On the other side, Kurgan, roll your 2d6. And we'll roll 2d6 for the 1.
There we go. I got 10.
Oh, okay. You also succeeded. All right. You succeeded and they succeeded. So I think the most logical thing is they jump down at you and kind of tackle you, similar to what happened to Bramwind. But when you get to the bottom, you get to attack them. So how do you get a good strike on one of them when you hit the bottom?
They are tumbling down, and as he falls, he strategically falls on one of them.
Nice. I did that on purpose. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So on your side, one is injured. And again, everybody that's there sees this now that there's currently Kurgan, who stood and fell on top of one while the other one fell on top of him. He's kind of probably, you're not technically prone, but you're kind of like maybe on a knee with your pulling your weapon out as 2 wolves are around you. And on the other side, Bramwin is kind of has a wolf on them. So I'm assuming everybody's going to engage in the melee.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So to make it easy, what we're going to do is everybody just rolls, see if you're successful or not. And then I'm just going to go in a line and you guys can say what you do, based on your success or failure. Oh God. Okay. All right. And I'm just rolling for the animal so I can add them in as well. Okay. So, Bramlin, what happens to you with you?
Bramlin fell back and hit the snow hard. And as she is getting her mind together, she sees this wolf on top of her, and she brings her knee up into its groin, hitting it, and it just lets out a.
Nice. Okay, that unfortunately you hit this thing and it's growing because you're kind of below it, and it reaches down with its teeth and bites into you. It hit you as well. Curlin.
Yeah, Curlin sees the one that's standing there next to Kurgan that he's not engaged with, and he raises this crossbow up from the armory that he got, and he pulls as the bolt goes, and he goes, "It's not as good craftsmanship as my family one." As the bolt goes just past it, as he missed with a 6.
Okay. Bolt flies past. Amathea.
I will run over to the one on Bramwin. As I see it try to get her, and I will take my mace, and it worked so well before, I smash it in the back again with a 10.
Nice. Oh. Excellent. Okay. Good. That one's pretty hurt. Kurgan.
Says, "Get off me, you ninny!" And he swings as he stands up and connects, delivering a blow to the wolf's face.
Nice. All right. That particular wolf, or one of those wolves, critical failed, and of course, I don't have any weapons to break. So I'm going to say that your heavy blow actually will do 2 damage to it instead of 1, because you also hit it. There's actually 2 on you, but the other one also hits you though, unfortunately, and bites into you. So you're going to drop 1 hit die from that. Valdor, you got
yes.
Kurgan's getting bit up over here by 2 wolves.
Yes, he takes a
And
swing
also,
at one, and he slips.
Well, it is icy. It is icy out there, so you
Yeah,
can't
it just
really,
kind of slides a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
Swings in the air.
All right. So at this exact moment, Kurgan's smashing away at these 2 wolves. On the other side, there's our 2 Bramwin and Althea are attacking another wolf, and in the center we've got Curlin trying to use a missile weapon to slay them. As we go to the next round. So once again, we'll just everybody rolls, and then as it gets to you, just kind of describe what you're doing based on your effect here. 6, that's a miss. And hit. Okay. Bramwin.
Bramwin manages to finally get her crossbow, and she pulls it up to this thing's stomach and shoots it right into the stomach, hitting it.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to roll randomly since there's 2 of you over there. Oh, okay. Actually, as it's kind of like starts to move off of you. That's what gives you that ability to get up there, and it actually bites into Almathea, and you take 1 hit die of damage.
Okay.
Curlin.
Yeah, Curlin gets that crossbow reloaded, and he sees the one. He sees Kurgan, damaging that one pretty good, so he takes aim at the other one and pulls it and goes, much better this time with 10. So he hits.
Nice. Yeah, the bolt sticks deeply into that one, which is actually, I'm just going to take its turn right now since we're it's going to either go after. It's going after that one. Actually, it turns its broadside to you to make it maybe to get you a good shot for it. It's biting into Valdor. Unfortunately, you slipped back and your arm went up in the air and it bit you in the arm there, and you lose 1 hit die from that. But it is quite hurt though. Althea.
She sees Bramwin shoot this thing in the stomach and is very impressed by that. And all of a sudden the thing grabs onto her, and she can't get her mace up in time as she misses with the 6.
Yeah. Kurgan, you got 1 on you. The other one jumped off to attack Valdor.
The one on him, he swings around, and with an 8, he smacks its head right over the,
nice.
Over the top.
Awesome. Yeah, it opens its jaws to bite you, and you crush it, and it drops down because that one missed, actually. And Valdor, you got 1 on you. It just bit you, and it got a crossbow bolt in its side.
Yes, surprised by this sudden attack, he spins a little bit with the wolf attached to him, and he swings up over his head.
Nice. Get off of me! Nice. All right. The wolves are looking pretty worse for the wear, but they're not running at this point. So we'll go into the next round. So everybody can again roll their dice. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, okay. Those weren't good sounds I made, clearly. Bramwin.
Brimwyn stands grabbing her axe. She says, "Get off of her, you damned dirty wolf!" And she slams her axe into its back.
Nice. All right, that will be a telling blow. Unfortunately, it also succeeded in hitting and went after you. So it jumps at you and bites you in the leg as you kind of fell it with the axe, and it falls to the ground, dead. Well, you think it's dead. Curlin, you've got 2 of these wolves remaining.
Yeah, he's going to take. He reloads that crossbow and sees Baldor kind of slipping in the battle of one, so he takes aim at that one again and shoots at it and hits it just on the money with an 8.
Nice. Okay. Oh, actually, okay, because you got just on the money, that's a clash. And what that means is that if it succeeded in hitting, it just doesn't hit, right? That's what it does. It kind of negates its hit. And it did actually. So it was about to bite into Valdor, and you actually hit it. It won't do any damage to it, but it does prevent the attack on Valdor, which is nice.
Oh, okay, neat.
Yeah. Out there.
Well, I see the one in front of me.
Battling. Yeah, that one went down, the one that bit you, but there's one on Valdor and one on Kurgan.
Yeah, I would run over to the one on Valdor as I see him slipping. And, he's old. So I'll run over. I'll run over there, and I do hit with an 11. I will take my mace. And I'm just going to keep going after the butts. I'm going to smash it right in the haunches again.
Nice. So this thing jumps up with a nice clear shot to bite into Valdor's, but Curlin's arrow hits it and it moves to the side and then he gets whacked right in the butt with a mace.
Yep.
Kurgan, there's one on you.
With the 9, he bashes him with the shield.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you bash it with the shield right after it unfortunately bites you as well. So it does die. However, you take 1 more point off your.
So I have like 4 + 1 hit die, and I think I took 1 hit die from the fall, and then there were 2 extra hit die damage after that.
Yep. So you're taking 3.
Yeah. This one would be 4th. So does it mean that he dies?
Yeah, it does.
It's actually hit die 4 + 1. So
yeah, the +1 doesn't matter in this case. Well, it means that you are defeated. So we'll see. Yeah, you're probably it's a werewolf, so it probably killed you. Yeah, it bites into you deeply as you into your gut and kind of rips you smash it with the shield, and there's probably a second where you're like, I got it. And then you look down and you see it laying on the ground with its mouth open, and you see like this blood, and you're like, oh, I got it. And then you realize that the blood trail is leading up, and you look up, and it goes all the way up, and it's your intestines hanging out.
And last thing that you hear from him is like, trust your gut, and he falls down.
Oh my god! Nice, Valdor. There's one left. It's on you.
Yes, being angry and frustrated, he tries a backswing, but the arrow that falls the beast falls just as he swings across the side, whiffing into air.
Oh man. Okay. All right, so let me just do a quick morale check on this thing. Oh, all right. No, it's going to stay. Okay, there's only one left, but it is vicious. You can see that it's reached that point. It's a crazed animal. It's got no place to go, so it's going to fight to the death. So once again, everybody can roll except for Kurgan, of course, who's dead. It's going to miss though, whatever it does. So I'm just going to go because Valdor's closest to it. So I'm just going to go reversed. Valdor.
Yes, Valdor, having measured the constitution of this beast, rams one home.
Nice. You whiff it, it gets like, and you're just like,
there we go.
And it falls. Yeah, it falls dead. And as you can see, this one's still currently a wolf, but as you look over to the first one that died, you see it transforming into a man. And of course, Kurgan is laying there, gasping and dying with his guts torn out.
I'll go over and try to soothe him, tell him it was a good death.
Yeah, it was a good death. It's a good thing I only killed one. Good thing that I didn't kill off our friend there. Hu Yang can now be stumbling out of the snow. You could probably just use the same stats. So when you
Elder
roll for your
Fist?
character. Elder Fist. Yeah. Alder Fist. Yeah. So Alder Fist.
Still
Where
don't
have
know
you
how
been?
to cut gems.
Yeah, where have you been that you are not dead or hurt for some reason as you come out of the somewhere to see this battle having just finished?
Elderfest, the suspected elf-blooded dwarf, comes out of nowhere and says, "Oh, what have I missed? Oh my, there seems to have been a battle.
Where have you been?
I got lost, but I'm found now. Oh, is that Corrigan?" And rushes over there.
Corgan's quite dead. Well, if you rolled 2 1s, Crystal, your weapon broke.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, like she was about to charge, and like she hit like a pothole, and like had to like brace herself with her axe, and her axe like the handle shaft broke.
Oh, man. So yeah, so eventually these 3 beasts turn into humans, and somehow Elderfist is not hurt, and it has been found. What do you think about that, Faldor?
He just he scowls and
What?
looks. I spit in your general direction.
Bramwin will make her way over to Kurgan, and she'll say,
Kurgan's dead.
Yeah, I know. She's making her way over to his body, and she'll say, "You did your clan proud, Kurgan. You'll be remembered." And she like closes his eyes.
I mean, do you think he's going to become a werewolf?
No,
Not if we take his head.
we're not
That's okay.
taking any heads of any dwarves. Though we can take the heads of these humans, that's fine.
Is that okay? I guess we shall see, won't we?
We can have a bunch of werewolves following us.
Well,
So,
we need to-
Elder Fist, look what you've done here.
I didn't do anything. I
Uh,
just heard the howling and the clashing of the shields and the weapons, and I thought I'd make my way here to join the battle.
Yes, and your cowardice has brought one of us down.
He starts crying.
Well, and you caused the death of your copperpot friend too. He's not with us anymore. So what you need to do, we were making our way to the cave. You need to lead the way to the cave. There's something going on there.
Yes.
Well, I'll try to redeem myself then. And
You can drag both of their bodies. Maybe then the weight of their deaths will be on you.
well, if I have to pay the price to redeem my honor, I shall. And he takes the point.
You guys had never noticed it before. Maybe it's the moonlight or whatever it is, but Elderfist seems to have very pointy ears.
Oh, we all know why.
Okay. All right, so you're still going to continue to the cave to get more firewood, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like I saw a light coming from there earlier, so I think
Yes, you did.
I think there might still be something over there. I'm going to make sure all these wolves are dead.
Holy
Okay.
humans.
Are you just leaving the dead human bodies and Kurgan there in the snow?
Oh, no. Elder Fist is going to drag Kurgan.
Okay.
And Bramwin will suggest to take the heads of these humans. Her axe broke, but
If we were to touch the bodies, do they do that thing where they dissolve, or are they not dissolving? These werewolves.
Yes, if you touch one, you're going to turn it into dust, and everybody's going to have to roll. So I guess the only way you'd know that is if you tried it. So everybody can roll d6. If you get a 4, 5, or 6,
Yep.
you inhale some of this stuff.
Yep, I got a 4.
Got a 1. Yes.
one.
Make a
I
saving
got
throw.
2.
Luckily, I was looking away in disgust.
Yep, I made the save again.
Okay, yeah. Thank God you're a dwarf. All right. So yeah, you just spit it out, and yeah, it's dust. And I suppose now that you know that that's the case, you could probably cut off the other one without worrying too much about it. Cover your face or whatever, if that's what you want to do. But yeah, your scientific experiment has proven that, yeah, whenever you cut these things, they didn't do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you start moving towards the where you saw the fire. Of course, it's no longer, like I said, it's out. But of course, you know where you're going because that's your normal place. Yep.
Bramlin's going to take Kurgan's Morning Star.
Okay, fair enough.
He would have wanted her to use it.
Yeah, you need to have a weapon, of course. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs some kind of a weapon. All right, yeah. So you move forward towards the mine, and as you get there, you can actually see a lot of these footprints. You actually, I mean, looking around, you see a lot of these like wolf type footprints, but you also see. Would you see that? Yeah, you also see some very, very deep impressions in the snow that are larger than what a dwarf would leave. I mean, they're mostly filled in now, but you can imagine that something larger than a dwarf has passed through here. And it's dark in there now, no fire. What would you like to do?
Baltor will hand a torch to Almathea.
Oh, thank you.
Say, here, light that one.
I will light it up.
As I have a sword strapped to my hand, it's kind of hard to light things.
Well, you need to send that elder brain in there first, though. He needs to make up for his stupidity, don't he?
Yeah, go ahead, Elder Brain. Don't worry, Carolyn and I will be right behind you with our crossbows.
I shall redeem myself. Could I leave the body of Kurgan back here, Baltor?
No, you're dragging it wherever you go.
Oh,
his death is on your hands.
Curse the dictates of honor. And he drags the body, and he's trudging into the darkness.
Okay.
With his with his rapier.
That's rapier.
That's a rapier. He's a dwarf with the rapier. Oh my god! All right, yes, you start to walk into the darkness of the cave, and of course it's dark in there because it's a coal mine. But as you walk in, you actually can see sitting back maybe 30 feet in. The outline. It's OD&D, so dwarves don't have infravision, so you can't see in the dark. But you can see kind of the faint outline of a from the reflected light coming off the snow and stuff, of what appears to be a man sitting there. And he looks up and you see the glow in his eyes, and he says to you, "You have killed my servants. Now I'll need new ones."
Bramlin's going to shoot him.
You're not there.
Oh.
Elderfist. He says that to you.
Elderfest drops the body.
Die? Okay.
Drops the body, and he holds up the rapier. Brings the hilt up to his chin. Is preparing to fight, and then he turns around and runs back, and he says, "Veltor!"
Awesome. Roll initiative, which is a
what
D6.
would I run? D6.
Yeah.
I got 5.
3. Okay. Yeah. You and you run. Yeah, and you get out before anything can happen. So yeah, you run back. So Valtor, you hear Elderfist running,
and he yells out, "Werewolf!" in a very high-pitched voice.
I shout, "Don't forget that body. You better have Kurgan with you."
Yeah, he just comes out to the group and says, "He's coming!"
I mean, Bramlin's gonna begin to he's gonna
Perfect
take her
timing.
crossbow. Bramlin's gonna aim her crossbow, and she's gonna begin to move forward.
Okay, so yeah, as Aldous says, it's coming, and you lift your crossbow and you aim, and you see, it's hard to see in the dark completely, but you see what appears to be a dwarf walking out of the cave.
A dwarf?
Yeah, that's the size of them. Yeah, a dwarf. And I mean, do you want to wait a second to see if you can see what it is, or are you just going to immediately shoot?
I mean, if it's a dwarf, I think that kind of gives me pause.
Okay. Yeah. So it takes like 3 or 4 steps forward into the light of the moon, and you see in the red glow of the moon, intestines hanging out onto the ground, and the pale face of Kurgan, beard frozen and bloody, and its eyes are bright red as it looks at you. It opens its mouth and starts to move forward.
Well, at least he didn't come from behind us.
Okay.
Too soon.
Yeah, he starts to charge the group.
Too soon.
Well, you have missile weapons, so I'm just gonna, if you want to shoot at him, you can.
Yeah,
Before he
I
gets to
will.
you. Yeah, he's a. Let's see, he's a white or a ghoul rather at this point. So let's see. That's a ghoul. Let's see. We gotta find the. Should have had that open, I guess. A ghoul is gonna be monsters.
Wool is. What are you looking for?
What do you defends as? Because she's shooting with a crossbow.
Defends as heavy horse.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, go for it. Heavy horse, you are shooting a light crossbow. Light crossbow, 1 die per 4 men. So you get 1 shot. We get 1 die, and 6 will hit him.
5.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it deflects off the. Actually, probably sticks into him, just doesn't do any damage because he's undead essentially. Anybody else with the crossbow want to shoot this thing while it's moving towards you before?
Yeah, Curlin's going to try it, but he looks towards Elder Fist and he goes, "I thought you said there was a werewolf coming, boy." But he's going to shoot at it. So what is it? Says attack heavy foot +2 that missile, but just ignore the +2.
Yeah, if you're attacking with a missile weapon, then it would be. Is it a light crossbow?
Yep, it's light crossbow.
Okay, so you'll attack as light crossbow. It's its own thing. So you're the same as what Crystal had. So 1 die per 4 men, and a 6 hits. And of course, you fight as 4 men, so that means you're going to roll 1 die hit.
Nope, I had a 5.
Okay, same thing. It sticks into it, but it just keeps walking. Anybody else shooting at this thing before it gets up on you? Nope. Okay. It charges forward. We're gonna fight this in troop combat to be different. So somebody on your side can roll initiative.
I'll do it. A D6.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. D6. It got a
1.
5. Okay, it's gone first. It charges forward. Okay, so everybody, the entire group needs to roll a 6-sided die. On a 4, 5, or 6, you will be victim. You could possibly be victim to its paralyzing effect.
3.
Nope, I had a 2.
4.
4. Crap.
Okay, so you can make a save.
Yep.
Versus paralysis. Paralysis. If I could say it. Sorry, man.
Oh, but I made it. Good.
Okay.
Failed.
Okay, you're paralyzed.
You get a +1 on your save versus paralysis as well.
Yeah, still failed.
It's hard to fail with the same as dwarf, but when you fail, you fail.
What are we rolling here?
Roll a d6. If you get a 4, 5, or 6, you're gonna have to make a saving throw.
Uh-oh, I got 5.
Okay, so make a saving throw versus paralysis. So 2d6 and +1, and you need to beat 6.
Ooh, okay, 9.
Equal to or beat 9. Okay, yeah, you're not
Yep.
paralyzed. So only Valtor. Sorry, Valtor. Okay, so this thing charges forward and it's going to attack. It attacks as light horse.
Yes.
Okay. So light. Everybody here is wearing plate. Well, except for I'll tell you.
Except for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to. All right, I'm going to roll it. I mean, actually, it would go after the person paralyzed. That makes the most sense, unfortunately. So it's going to go after Valdor, which is if you are armored foot. It is light horse. So light horse versus armored foot, 1 die per man, 6 hits, and it is 4 hit dice because it is your friend. I'm rolling 4d6, and a 6 will hit you. It does not cause it charges at you, but you're wearing plate armor, so it starts to bite through it. It's like, I mean, maybe he wasn't the smartest dwarf. He was loyal, but he wasn't very smart. He's trying to bite through your plate armor. But now everybody else can go if they'd like. You've got this thing trying to eat Valdor, who is paralyzed. Bramwin, what's your plan?
Use her mace. Her morning.
Okay, I mean, if everybody's attacking, you guys can just all roll. So you're doing a mace though. Actually, let's just do it one at a time so it's not confusing. Yeah, Bramwin, go ahead. A mace would be heavy
Morning
foot.
Star. Sorry, Morning Star. But
Morning
I mean, still
Star,
heavy
heavy-
foot. Yeah.
Heavy foot versus what did I say? Heavy horse.
Heavy horse, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got 1 die per 4 men is 6 hits. So
Yep.
roll 1 die and you hit it with a 6.
She tries to hit it with her Morning Star, but it just bounces off of his plate or what that he was wearing.
Okay. How about Curlin? What weapon are you using?
Yeah, he's gonna try the crossbow again, so I need a 6.
Okay. Same thing. Yep.
Nope, I missed.
Okay, yeah, it bounces off, or it sticks into him, he just doesn't hurt him. Althea,
Yep, I will try to hit him.
those aren't messing around.
No, but I actually got a 6.
Aha!
So I'll go for where his guts are hanging out. Right.
Oh, you hitting him right in the gut.
Yeah.
Elderfist.
Elderfest turns around and he slashes at it and then pokes at it. Because I rolled natural 6, I guess that's a hit, right?
You're using a rapier? Yes, that
Yeah.
would be a sword, I guess. That's heavy foot. So, yep, same thing.
Yeah, he does that, and he
Yep.
says, "I shall reclaim my honor as a dwarf."
All right, yeah, you stab into it. Valdor, you're frozen. You can't do anything. Okay, next round, everybody roll a d6, 4, 5, or 6. You could possibly be affected by it. You're still within the range of it.
Nope, I had a
1.
3.
5.
Oh, God. Okay, you make a save if you roll high.
3.
Yes, I made it.
Okay. So did anybody get paralyzed? No? Okay. Crystal, roll initiative for the group, d6.
2.
I also got 2. Simultaneous. So I'll just let you guys go, but if you kill it, then it'll still get its attack. Bramwin, what you want to do? Same deal? Yeah?
Yeah, she's trying to hit it with her with that Morning Star, but she can't get to it properly.
Okay. Curlin? with the
Yeah,
crossbow?
another crossbow. Oh, nope, I rolled a 1 that time.
Okay, yeah, it flies past. But there.
Oh, that is my second 6 in a row. I'll hit him again.
Nice.
Just
Aha,
digging in with
all
the
right.
mace into that gut wound.
Yeah, the mace is just smashing it. Pieces of them are just because it's so cold now. He's like frozen up. So like you're smashing it with the mace, and like pieces are like falling off onto the ground.
Yep.
Elderfist.
I roll 1, so is that a critical miss?
Not in this case, no.
Okay.
True.
In
Yeah.
troop combat, you can't really crit miss using this. Yeah.
It says on guard, but he misses.
Okay, he's still going to go after Feltor because he's not very smart, I guess. Oh my god. He rolled 4 dice. He got 3 6s. Luckily for
Wow.
you, he has to get 4 6s in order to kill you, so it doesn't do anything. Like in troop combat, you're either alive or dead. So you're still alive, but 3 6s and a 1.
Wow.
That'd be a hell of a stat roll, right? Okay, so that's the end of that round. Everybody, once again, roll d6 to see if this area effect is affecting you guys.
Oh,
Nope.
that time I got
Nope.
2.
Okay. Initiative,
Uh-oh.
Crystal? Uh-oh, it
5.
did? Okay.
5.
So go ahead and make a saving throw. So 2d6 plus 1, beat a 6.
Yep. 8.
Made it? Okay. Yeah, dwarves have good saves. Okay, Crystal, initiative.
6.
Aha! You got a 1. All right, so you guys get to go first. Go for it, Bram
Yeah.
1. Let's see if you can kill this thing before.
Kind of feel like I used that 6 up.
That's probably true.
Wrong moment to use that. No, that morning star, she can't get in good. I think it's because it's Kerwin and she sees it and she's just holding back out of fear, or because of her friend.
Curlin.
Yep, he'll try to shoot it again. Nope, a 2.
Ah, I'm with there.
Okay.
Come on, get that base in there.
I will not believe this, but I did in fact roll another 6.
Oh, nice.
This Cthulhu dice.
All right, that takes about. Explain how you smash the frozen. What was his name?
Kurgan.
Kurgan.
All right, I'll take the mace this time. I take it out of the gut and just be like, "You just have to go down. I'm so sorry." And Valtor always told me, "Go for the head," and she'll smash his head, and it just like explodes into a million shards.
Oh man, right. The icy, bloody shards spray all over. Valtor, go ahead and make another saving throw. Now that the combat's over, you're going to get out of this, I think.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You shake it off. Basically, you get a face full of Kurgan brain frozen, and that's enough to make you stop being paralyzed.
Someone is breathing heavy as she looks at the body of Kurgan on the ground. She'll look up at the group and she'll say, "No one's ever going to mention this to anybody."
Why not?
She doesn't even bother dignifying that question with an answer. She turns and begins to walk into the cave.
If Eldefest survives the encounter here, somehow there's going to be a dessert named Frozen Kurgan.
Nice.
Oh, God. Man, okay. All right, so you start to walk towards the cave?
Yeah,
Yes.
She's gonna call down into the cave. "Come on out, you coward. Face your death with some kind of dignity."
Nice. All right, yeah. You hear from deep in the cave. "My brother was a fool, and he would always talk the talk before he killed people, and he got shot in the face with arrows. I'm no fool like that." You hear a massive gust of wind comes out of this cave as he is actually summoning an elemental. Yeah. The snow and ice come ripping out as this whirlwind comes pulling out of this thing. This is going to be fantasy combat, of course.
Oh, that's not good.
As elemental rips out in front of you. So once again, everybody just roll, and then as it gets to you, you just kind of narrate based on what you rolled what happens. You're fighting an elemental, which means you're going to need a 10.
Yep.
I got a question to Daniel.
We
But
roll-
like if we, instead of like attacking it, what if we wanted to do something else, like run past it? We'd still have to roll the 10.
No, you can do anything you want. If you want to do something besides attack, you certainly can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I want to run past it and try to run into the cave that's where that guy is.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
I do.
okay.
Do we roll 2 dice?
Right, so you're going to roll 2d6,
36.
and you really have no bonuses, so you need to score 10 or better.
Is it always 2d6 or
In fantasy combat, it's always 2d6.
Okay. All right.
And just one time. Let me see what it is. So what's going to happen is it has a turn, and fantasy combat will happen simultaneously. So if you try to do something, it may counter you or try to counter you in any case. But you can do anything you want. You don't have to attack. That's just so I'm sorry if I kind of implied that. If you just want to do something else, you certainly can do that. And you can also, you can do anything you want. Let me just see what it needs to hit you. Oh, a 4. Okay, not much. Okay. Yes,
Our hit die
so
are
go ahead.
also healed up, right?
Yep. Everybody's back to 0. Everybody's back to full. Okay, so you're trying to run past Curlin, right? Is anybody else trying to run past her or get past her or anything?
Yeah, Bramwin is.
Okay, so you're just going to charge past? What else? Is anybody confronting the elemental?
Valtor is.
Okay. All right, so if you confront the elemental, it will fight you because obviously it's going to attack what's going after it. So what's Amathea and Elderfist doing?
I'd probably follow Curlin.
Okay, so most of you are just running right past this thing. That is a good move. How about Aldo?
I'll keep
Oh.
this busy.
Nice.
The bald-headed, pointy-eared, dwarf Aldefest, runs back and pulls out his longbow and knocks an arrow and starts shooting.
Nice. All right, so the two that are attacking, you can do your 2d6 to see if you strike the elemental. The elemental will do its thing. Those that are running past can do so. You'll run into the darkness of the cave, and you'll actually see this man standing there. But of course, that'll take your turn to get in there, basically. So let's do the combat outside first. Elderfest.
I rolled 8, so that's a miss.
Okay, yeah. You swing, longbow. You shoot an arrow into a whirlwind. It just snaps and flies. How about Valdor?
Yeah, Valdor just swings into the breeze.
Oh my god! You're creating more of a breeze by the swing. All right, I'm just roll to see. I'm gonna roll to see who goes
Next
after.
time I'll go counter circulation.
It's going after Valdor, so you get whacked and you'll drop 1 hit die. And again, like Crystal mentioned, between each combat, your hit dice basically regenerate. So you're back at 4 again to start.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, but it's staying out there fighting you. So the other 3 run inside, and you see standing there. He's got like a bit of a glow around him. You see this old man with a beard, not nearly as cool as a dwarf's beard. He's kind of like really skinny. And you might notice he's kind of like almost a little pointy ears. And he smiles and he says, "Don't worry, my servant will take care of you after it finishes your friends." Okay, so going to the next round. What do you guys want to do inside? Are you going to attack this guy? Are you going to talk to him?
Yeah, I'm
or-
gonna shoot crossbow at him.
No, I'm attacking him. Fuck this guy.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Nice. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's cool. He's gonna fight as a wizard. So on the fantasy combat table.
Ugh.
Yeah. No. You need 8. Right? No.
Nope. I don't, unless I'm reading it wrong.
Oh yeah, you need 11. Yeah, he's a wizard.
Yeah.
Oh no, but he's not a sorry, he's a what do you call it? He's wizard -3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you'll need a what did you say? You'll need an 8.
An 8.
So he's not an actual wizard. He's like a wannabe wizard. He's a lower level wizard. So he's a -3. So he's gonna fight at wizard -3. So you guys will need an 8 to hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Let me just quickly look that up. And I mean, or you could attack him on the troop combat table if you want. That's up to you. Let me see which one's better.
Yeah, what would he be on troop combat?
He is heavy foot.
Oh, heavy foot.
Yeah. So he's
Well,
heavy
yeah.
foot in your light crossbow. So you get 1 die per man. You throw 4 dice and 6 hits. That might be better for you. Yeah, it is better for you, especially in those. Yeah.
It's 1 for 1, isn't it? So
Yeah, 1 die per man. So you'd roll 4 dice and a 6
4
would hit.
dice.
yeah.
So that is better for you. Yes, you're better off fighting there. He's not though, because you're wearing armor, and he's going to fight on the fantasy table, which he can do, because we can mix it. So you guys can fight on the troop table if you'd like, if that's what you want to do. And actually, troop happens before fantasy, so you actually get to go first.
Nice.
So go ahead, Bramwin.
So Bramwin has had enough of hearing this full talk. She runs up and smacks him in the face 1 time with her Morning Star.
Okay, so you rolled and you hit. You got 1 hit.
Yes, 1 hit.
Okay. All right, let me just quickly check this. I thought that he would have killed you by now, so I actually didn't write this down. You guys are survivors. You guys are survivors. Okay, would you hit him once? Go ahead, Tony. Let me know how many times.
So
you
it's a 4d6 and I need a 6, right?
Correct.
That's correct.
Oh, I didn't get a 6 out of any of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
messed with the crossbow.
Yeah, you probably your arrow probably deflects. You like I said, he has like a glow around him. He basically has a shield spell up, and it just. Amathea?
Yep, I will attack him with my mace.
Nice.
Crap. I got 1-6.
Cool. Yeah. So that's twice.
She'll say, I think I heard that story about your brother.
Oh man, okay. Actually, yeah, he's not doing so good, actually. All right. Yeah, so he that's fine. Outside. Actually he he'll go, I'll let him go after. Outside in fantasy combat, you guys are still attacking this thing?
Of course.
The elemental? All right, make your attacks, Elder Fist, and
Nice.
What do we need? A 10? Is that what you said?
against the elemental? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, a 10.
I got a 10.
Nice. All right, a 10 is a knockback. A clash, actually, I should say, which means basically, yep, it hits. So that you don't actually do damage, but it doesn't hurt either one of you either, which is nice. How about Feltor?
Nope, missed.
Okay, well, at least no more damage to you guys. You're holding it off anyways. But inside, the wizard is going to attack on the fantasy table. The person, well, either Amathea or actually, Brownwing ran up to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go after you. He will. So he's wizard -3. So he actually needs he's an 11, which he does not hit. Yeah, he like tries to throw like some magic at you, and like it just fizzles. And he's like,
I'm a dwarf, fool.
Damn
Magic
cold.
doesn't affect me.
yeah, he gets a little bit of a frightened look in his eye as we come into the next round. So, and again, you guys are fighting on troops, so you'll go before him. So go ahead, round 1.
I rolled 2 5s and 2 6s.
Well, that kills him.
Yeah, so
Wizards are not very tough.
So she grabs him by the collar and says, you know, like, I'm a dwarf, fool. Magic doesn't affect me. And she raises that morning star and she says, this is for Kergwin, and slams it right down on his head and just cracks his skull.
So by collar, you mean belt?
Yeah, sure.
He's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll tell you right now.
Well, then in that case, she slams him in the other head.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you smash into him, dropping him. And then outside, the battle continues. Does Curlin or Amathea want to do anything else in the moment?
Well, I was going to say, if we see Bramwin take the wizard down and still hear the fight going on outside, can we start back that way?
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You guys can run out there.
Yep.
Yeah, you can actually run out there this turn. All right, Elderfist, Valtor. There is an elemental.
Come on, baby. Ugh, 6. And he also, Veltor, I don't think the arrows are working.
Counter circulation doesn't work either.
Okay. Yeah, it whips forward and smacks into Valtor again. You take another point of damage. And coming out of the cave, you see Curlin and Amathea. And you hear Bramwin spouting off in awesome dwarven crap talk as we come into the next round. So it's fantasy, so it's all happening simultaneous. You can enter next round, Crystal. You'll have to run out, of course, unless you want to hang out the game, I suppose.
No.
So again, we'll just go through. Everybody just rolls 2d6. And if you get a 10 or better, then that'll be a successful hit against this thing. And if not, then a miss. So you can just dictate or narrate what you did. Curlin. Or obviously you don't have to fight it. You can do anything you want.
Yeah, he sees the deal right there with them two, and he shoots the bolt as the bolt swings into it, and the wind catches and snaps it as he missed with a 6.
Yeah. I'm there.
I miss with a swing and a miss as I create more wind, just like Valtor.
Elderfest.
Elderfest runs forward and tries to push Veltor and dives into that whirlwind and says, "Hit me, you monster!" And he dives into the wind, but he doesn't hit anything. He just
Nice. Okay.
he just pushes.
Awesome. Well, it does successfully hit, so I'll say it hits you. So you'll take 1 hit die of damage. And Valtor?
Valtar slices down from the top, and as Aldfest comes running by, he kind of secretly hopes he hits him too, but he misses them both.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we come running out into the next round. This thing is whipping around kind of wildly. Just of course, it just threw Aldfest back. And it's the freezing cold. That. Well, I guess you can assume, and 3 of you know, and one can assume. The other 2 can assume that the wizard is dead, and this thing seems to be out of control at this point. So what's everybody's plan? I guess we'll just roll, and you can tell me what you're doing, whether you're attacking or doing something else. You can just say what it is on your turn. Okay. Gremlin.
We need. What is it? We need to hit.
10.
10.
Okay. Bremen comes charging out, and she screams, who's like us? And she swings her mace, but misses.
Okay. Curlin.
Yeah, he tries another crossbow bolt and takes perfect aim. He thinks as it shoots into it and misses with an 8.
Nah. Okay. It's breaking up. Out there.
Yes, I also miss with an 8 as I try to swing at it and getting frustrated. Can't hit this thing.
Okay. Aldfest.
With an 11, it's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
All
So he jumps back in there doing the same thing, and he says, "I shall redeem my dwarven honor." And he rotates in the opposite direction that the wind is, rotating, so that he's clashing against it, spinning around with his rapier out.
Rapier. My God. Okay. Valdor.
Valdor, instead of slicing this time, decides to stab. And again, as Aldfest comes running through, he's hoping that he gets both of them at the same time, but again misses.
Okay. Yeah. As you kind of whipping through this, everybody roll a d6. Actually, only the people that were in the cave. So that would be Bremwin, Curlin, and Amathea.
A 4.
A 2.
3.
Okay. Someone rolled a 2.
I did, yes.
Okay. You would, you're young, but thinking back, since you had heard the story about that other wizard, you think that being able to control or summon an elemental seems like that would be something that a very, very powerful wizard would do. And this wizard died awful easy. Okay, so into the next round. Well, again, I'll just go right through it. You guys can tell me what you're doing on your turn. It's going to hit whatever it does. Bremwin.
Bremwin says, "Damn few, and they're all dead." And she hits with a 10.
Okay, nice. Okay, so that's a clash. We'll see what happens. It hit. Well, actually, we know what happens. It's a clash, which means that if it hits, which it does, it actually deflects the hit. So it will not do any damage to anybody this round because you got a 10, but you won't damage it either. Curlin.
Yeah, Curlin tries another bolt, but misses pretty bad with 5.
Oosh. Okay. What's there?
Well, if I'm thinking this now, I think I would put my mace down or just like lower it and think about that wizard, and I'll go back and check on his body.
Okay, you're gonna run back in the cave. Okay, you do that. Elderfist.
Yeah, he swings around and dwarven honor, yada yada yada, but he misses.
Dwarven armor with the rapier.
Yes.
Valtor.
Swing and a miss.
Nice. Okay. You run inside the cave and you see something laying next to the wizard body. Now that you're looking in the dark, and it is a wind chime.
A wind chime.
Yeah, on the ground.
Okay. I'll pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up. You feel like you can feel that it's like when you pick it up, it's like very soft. And actually outside, let me see. Actually, make a saving throw.
Okay.
Magic versus magic, or magic spell, or magic wand, or whatever the
All right.
spell actually.
Yeah, I made it. 7.
Okay. Outside, the elemental kind of stops. It's like staying in one spot. It stops moving. But you can all still do stuff if you want. Bramwin?
Yeah, Bramwin's still gonna swing at it, but she's gonna miss.
Okay. How about Curlin?
Yeah, when it stops like that, it gets his aim off again as he misses with a 6.
With that, you're inside. Elderfist.
Aldefist jumps back and pulls out his great-great-grandfather's green arrow from his a quiver. He knocks it and says, "This is for my dwarven heritage," and he lets out that arrow, and it misses.
Nice. Feltor?
I yell, "We've tired the beast," and I slash and hit hit him.
Oh, nice. All right. Excellent. You guys have hit twice so far. That's pretty good, actually. All right. Althea, you actually... Althea, I should say. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty smart. Roll 3d6 under your intelligence. Or equal to or under.
I got 3 ones.
Wow.
Yeah, I have never rolled 3 ones ever in my life.
Yeah, you never want to roll 3 ones when you're rolling for stats, but man, that's the time to do it. Yeah, you immediately realize, of course, that, this is, you realize, obviously you realize that it was connected, but that you can, when you control it, you can actually use the chime to control, you realize how to do it, like the movement that you'd have to do, and you chime out like a certain motion with your hand, and you know that you could control this thing, make it come and go, and various other things. So basically, you have control of the elemental. You could either banish it away, or you could control it to do whatever you like. Like if you wanted to kill your friends with it right now, you could do that.
Yeah, I don't think she's not going to do that. She will banish it, and then as she does, she says, "And Bramwin made fun of me for reading too many books."
Nice. Yes, outside this thing goes. Aveldor swings his blade through it, and disappears.
Valdor,
Victory! Good job,
Yes.
Valdor! She starts like slamming
We
on
did
his
it,
armor.
Valdor!
I raised both of my hands in victory.
Nice.
Not bad for an old man.
For the glory of dwarven kind.
That's how you do it.
Now go back in there, Alderfest, and get the body of our friend.
I'm
Oh, he's right there,
Where
running.
have you ran off to?
I'm in the cave. I found something interesting. Did the elemental disappear?
Yes,
Yes.
I destroyed it.
Velder slew it with a mighty swing.
Oh. Yes. She'll let him have it, and she'll put
What
the
did-
wind chime in her bag.
What did you find?
Did you find some
Nothing.
gems?
Just a wizard body.
Well, we already knew that was there.
Did he have any gems or anything on his body?
Or a
Does he?
musical instrument?
Musical instrument?
You
Think
just
all
not.
wizards play the pipes?
No, he didn't have a musical instrument, but he does have, he does have a little bit of treasure on him. Some gems in his purse. And you also notice as you're kind of like looking through his body that he has what appears to be some kind of brand that is in the shape of a wolf.
Okay. I would tell.
And
Oh, sorry.
no, it's okay. This is good now. So and yeah, so as you're standing there in the thing, and you see that you've slayed this this wizard and collected his gems and magical treasures, and the cold wind, January wind, is blowing. You can tell us how it ends for you guys. And I guess I'll start with you because you're in the cave currently, Althea, and plus you're about to say something. So, Althea, how does it end for you?
Oh, I would have given Curlin the gems since he asked about them.
Okay.
And I will think to myself, not a very good dwarf, but maybe I could be a wizard. And she's gonna take the wind chimes and she's gonna try to learn magic.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
All right, so Althea is going to try to be the first dwarven wizard.
That's right.
Yes. It takes 2 more editions before you can manage it, but eventually you can. How does it end for Aldefist?
Eldefest, goes back home, and he, goes back to his family, and he's about to tell the story of what went on in the adventure, and he hears like the grass reed like lute playing, in the background. He searches around, and he opens the door in one of the rooms, and he finds his son playing a like the wind instrument. He's going boo boo boo. Enraged, he says, "Son, where did you learn to do this? Where?" And the dwarf kid looks up at him and he says, "I learned it by watching you."
Such shame on the family.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow, we're gonna have to make this now like not suitable for children. Okay.
Oh my God.
How does this end for Valtor?
Oh, Valtor goes home having promised his wife that this was it, but now regaling everybody with the stories of great valor and how he destroyed this elemental, has decided that perhaps one more garrison trip will be okay.
Excellent. Bramwin. How does it end for Bramwin?
Yeah, Bramwin is just proud of all of the men who managed to survive. She will return to her clan to tell of their adventures in this past, and how they thanks to the Drake Breaker clan being there, these wolfmen were not able to overcome this tower of great importance to their heritage.
Awesome. And finally, Curlin. How does it end for Curlin?
Yep, Curlin goes back and finishes his watch out, and then he retires from guarding the tower, and he takes his share of the gems and gets enough money that he goes and buys this wagon, and he starts out first, doing hauling vegetables and stuff. But then one day he hears something on the side of the road out in the woods, and goes up there and he finds this baby owl bear. So he catches this baby owl bear and he starts to raise it, and he goes on this like circus tour around the country. When on the sign on the side of the wagon it says Curlin and Kurgan. And that's how it ends for Curlin Silverhand.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you. That was really fun. We've learned a lot here. And let's see if I can figure out how to stop the thing live. Here we go. All right. So thanks for playing, guys. And